Hello friends, it's Mr. Williams and I hope you guys are doing great today. Just want to tell you before we get started, I miss you. Everything is fine at my home. I can't wait to get back to class to see you, but I know you're in good hands. And today we're going to do a little bit harder problem. You've been working on partial quotients today. We're going to kick it up a little bit. We're going to make it a little bit more difficult by going with a 3-digit by 1-digit division problems, and we're going to try to solve this problem using partial quotients. Look at this first prompt. They've given you an example. K solved the problem 504 divided by 6 equals 84 using this strategy. Why don't you pause the video for a bit, take a look at what K did, and try to see if you can figure out how she solved this problem. Okay, if you said that K solved this problem using partial quotients, you are correct. And we're going to do the same thing with the problem below. Solve the problem 476 divided by 7 using the same strategy. Well, let's set the problem up first. We're going to go 7 divided by 476. And we're going to draw a line all the way down. I'm using this space up at the top under the first problem just for room, not for any other particular reason. Now this might look daunting at first. 7, and how many times will 7 go into 476? That seems like a lot. But let's break it down a little bit further. We know that 7 can't go into 4. We can't divide 4 by 7. But we can divide 47 by 7. We can put 7 into 47 a certain number of times. Well, if we look at our multiplication tables or think about our facts, we know that 7 times 7 equals 49. That won't work. So let's go to 6. And we know that 6 times 7, and I'm just going to write in green here, I'm going to write a 6. Okay. We know that 7 times 6 is 42. Now, I've taught you how place value works, and you should know by now that 7 times 6 equals 42. What is 7 times 60? You're right, if you said 420. And for some reason, oh, there we go. For some reason, it wasn't wanting to. We're going to subtract. 6 minus 0 is, change the color here, 6. 7 minus 2 is 5, and we know that 4 minus 4 is 0. Now we're left with a remainder of 56. Remember, with partial quotients, we're looking to see how many pieces we can take out of the whole. The whole here was 476. We just said we can take, we multiply 7 by the divisor, 60 by the divisor 7. We can take 420 out of this 476. That leaves us with 56. Now you have to ask yourself, how many times will 7 go into 56? How many times will 7 go into 56? Well, if you're not real familiar with your math facts, then you may opt for a different strategy than if you are very familiar with your math facts. Let's pretend that you're not real familiar with your 7s, your 8s, your 9s, okay? But we already know, and we said this a little earlier, we know that 7 times 6 is 42. We know if we add 7 to that 7 times 7 is 49. Why don't we do this? Why don't we just do, we'll put a 7 right here. 7 times 7, we've got to multiply this number by the divisor, equals 49. And we're going to subtract. Forgive the sloppiness here. Well, we know that 56 minus 9 is 7. And Interesting. So now we have to ask ourselves, and it's pretty clear, how many times can 7 go into 7? Well, we should know this by now. Anything divided by itself is 1. If you were really good with your math facts, you could have seen that at the 56, 7 times 8 is 56. And you could have been done with a remainder of 0 there. We just took one extra step just to show you how this could work. Okay, well, we're left minus 7. Oh, what did I do? Sorry about that. We're left with 7 minus 7, which is 0. We have nothing. We have no remainder with this problem. But what's our answer here? Well, we have to add up these guys. 60 plus 7 plus 1 equals 68. How can I check my answer? How can I check to make sure that I've done this correct? I want you to pause the video, turn to your elbow partner, and talk to them about how can you check to see if you're correct. If you said that multiplication is the reverse of division, and you can turn back around and multiply the answer times the divisor, and you should get the dividend, you are correct. Let's try it. So we're going to multiply. I'm going to go up here now because I have blank space. 68 times 7. All right, we should know by now that 8 times 7 is 56. We're going to carry the 5. 7 times 6 is 42, plus 5 is 476. Everything checks out. Our 476 matches our 476. Our answer to this question is 68. The strategy that we used was partial quotients. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for listening.